Imagine a situation where a simple mistake or carelessness turns into a serious offense that can ruin your life abroad. Many tourists and even locals do not realize that for bad behavior or breaking local rules, you can get arrested or pay a huge fine, sometimes without even the opportunity to explain your innocence. That is why it is important to study the laws and customs of the country in advance, so that your trip remains pleasant and safe, and any misunderstandings do not turn into serious consequences. Singapore has strict laws regarding cleanliness, and the punishment for chewing gum on the street can be up to $2,000 in fines, making this measure one of the harshest in the world. Even a small piece of untouched gum left on the sidewalk or a wall can lead to fines, and in some cases, forced labor or other penalties. Therefore, when traveling to Singapore, it is important to remember that strict rules are the key to your peace of mind and respectful attitude to the order of others. In Japan, there are strict rules regarding behavior on public transport, and this is not just a matter of politeness, but respect for other passengers. Therefore, eating and drinking are strictly prohibited there. Violating this prohibition can lead to fines or even discontent among others, because peace and personal space are valued in Japanese culture. Consciously controlling your behavior in such places can not only avoid unpleasant consequences, but also show your respect for local traditions. In Turkey, photographing people without their consent is considered a violation of privacy and can lead to fines or even legal proceedings, because everyone has the right to their privacy. You can get into trouble at the most unexpected moments, accidentally capturing a passerby or local residents without their permission, and this can lead to serious consequences. Therefore, before taking a photo, it is important to ask permission, respecting the culture and rights of others, so that your trip remains pleasant and conflict-free. In India, public displays of affection, such as kissing, can be perceived as a violation of moral and cultural values, which threatens not only social misunderstandings, but also legal consequences. Displaying affection in public can result in fines or even arrest, because respect for traditions and customs is the basis of harmonious coexistence in the country. Therefore, when in India, it is better to be sensitive and keep your emotions under control in order to maintain respect for local customs and avoid unpleasant situations. In Dubai, it is strictly forbidden to photograph women without their consent, because this is respect for their privacy and cultural value, and violating this rule can result in arrest or a large fine. Even a hint of an unauthorized photo can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, since the United Arab Emirates attaches particular importance to honesty and respect for the personal sphere. Therefore, in order to avoid trouble and show respect for the local culture, it is better to always get permission before shooting and carefully follow all local rules. In Thailand, trampling or tearing money is considered a desecration of national symbols and is strictly punishable by law, because it is an insult to national dignity and a manifestation of disrespect for the country's culture. Such an act can lead to fines, arrest, or other serious consequences, so it is important to handle currency carefully and remember its cultural value. By following these simple rules, you not only avoid unpleasant situations, but also show respect for the rich tradition of Thailand. In Spain, there's an established tradition of eating bread with a knife or fork, and doing it with your hands is considered a violation of etiquette, which can cause surprise or negative comments from locals. This feature is explained by respect for the culture and the desire to comply with accepted norms, because in Spain, bread is an important part of the meal and the general ritual. Therefore, in order to show respect for traditions and avoid misunderstandings, it is better to follow local customs and eat bread carefully, breaking it or using utensils. In China, giving a watch as a gift is considered a bad omen, as it symbolizes passing or approaching death, which can deeply offend or hurt the recipient. Such a gesture can be misinterpreted and even cause awkward situations, especially among acquaintances and in business. Therefore, In order to respectfully and correctly express your feelings and avoid unwanted associations, it is better to choose other gifts that correspond to the culture and traditions of China. In Greece, it is forbidden to sit on the steps of the ancient Parthenon in order to preserve its historical beauty and prevent damage to unique cultural monuments. Such behavior is considered a manifestation of disrespect for national heritage and can result in a fine or warning from the security. By following these rules, you not only show respect for the values of Greece, but also help preserve its cultural wealth for future generations. In some countries, the culture of behavior strictly regulates the possibility of eating on the go, as it is considered a manifestation of ignorance or impropriety, which can lead to misunderstandings or even conflicts with locals. Failure to follow these rules may be perceived as disrespectful of tradition and may distract the attention of employees or residents from you, creating an awkward situation. Therefore, to respect the culture and ensure a pleasant experience, try to plan your meals in advance and eat quietly in an appropriate place, respecting local customs. Different countries have strict dress codes, and wearing revealing clothing may be considered a violation of tradition, an insult to feelings, or even a violation of the law, which can lead to fines or arrest. Such an act can seriously offend locals and cause negative reactions from society, so it is important to inquire about dress requirements in advance, especially when visiting religious, cultural, or traditional places. Following these simple rules will show respect for the country's culture and protect yourself from unwanted consequences. In many countries and religious places, it is customary to take off your shoes before entering a temple or sacred building, because it demonstrates respect and cleanliness, and violating this custom can be perceived as a sign of disrespect and cause conflicts. Not following the rule can easily lead to an awkward situation or a remark from security or local residents, which can ruin your impression of the trip. Therefore, before visiting sacred places, be sure to clarify the rules and follow local customs in order to show respect for the culture and maintain a good attitude from others. In some countries, photographing women without their permission is considered a gross violation of personal boundaries and standards of respect, which can lead to conflicts, fines, or even arrests. Such behavior is perceived as a sign of disrespect for cultural values and traditions, where the personal sphere is highly valued. To avoid unpleasant situations and show respect for local customs, always ask permission before shooting and assess the situation with sensitivity. In some countries, public displays of affection, such as kissing, are considered a violation of morals and can bring you the displeasure of locals or even legal consequences, because the culture of these countries values restraint and conservatism. Openly demonstrating affection in front of others can cause confusion or conflict, so it is better to respect traditions and be reserved about public displays of affection. Follow these simple rules so that your trip remains enjoyable and is not marred by misunderstandings. Smart travel means not only exciting experiences, but also strict adherence to the rules and customs of the country so that your vacation does not end in trouble or misunderstandings. Careful attention to local laws and traditions helps you maintain safety and respect for the culture, as well as avoid fines and conflicts. Remember that respect and knowledge of the rules are the key to your trip being not only exciting, but also safe. If you want to learn even more useful tips and secrets of safe travel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This way you will always be up to date with the most relevant and interesting stories about the world. Together we will study all the subtleties of culture, laws, and traditions of different countries so that your trips are as comfortable and safe as possible. Subscription is your key to knowledge that will make every trip unforgettable and carefree.